Okay, so several minutes ago, and I've been teasing here for probably the last half hour, 45 minutes, about the Malcolm Butler question and answer. And this is the one piece I've been sitting on. And John, like I said, I've watched all 10 episodes 2-3 weeks ago. We'd go back and watch them, but this is the piece. When Robert Kraft said that it was something personal, I would ask you as a listener, think of what someone could personally do to you that you would take it to your job and seek retribution on. And that narrows down what it potentially is. Because when he said it wasn't job related, so then that can clear out, oh, he might have, you remember there was talk, him and his son had beef about something in practice, and it was that. The stuff about Patricia as well. But when Robert Kraft said that it wasn't job related, I would then ask you, and you can answer it to yourself, what could someone do to you personally that will make you take them away from the most important job they have for the entire year?
What did you think of Kraft saying that? Because on one hand, I appreciated
he told you
the honesty,
everything, that it's something that, and when Bill says, Matthew already answered that, and then Matt says, well, I didn't ask you. What he's telling you is there are people who have been shared with what this personal detail is. And I would just say to you, the listener, figure out in your own life, what could somebody do? I'm not even gonna hypothesize because I don't want to get in trouble. We have lawyers. You know what I mean? Just think to yourself, what could somebody do to you personally that would make you go to the job and say, they're out? There's your answer.
I'm not going to add anything there.
You see what I'm saying,
but
right?
I think, look,
that's exactly it.
Here's the thing about Kraft, though, saying that.
Damn Lions, you're good.
If you're going to say something like that, and then you're not going to say what it is.
But you can't.
But hear me out. Like, if you're going to say something, and then you're not going to say what it is, then you're opening it up to a lot of negative speculation. So on one hand, like, I appreciate his honesty, and that's what he was told, and whatever. But when you do that, then it puts Bill in a really bad, like, he's in a bad enough position because not playing Butler was a massive mistake, and it cost him the Super Bowl. But this makes it worse. And at the time, by the way, one more thing. At the time, Bill was still his head coach. Like, he didn't expect Bill to get fired. No, but when he said that, he knew there was a real chance this documentary could come out and Bill was still going to be head coach of the Patriots, which makes that kind of wild to me.
I think they knew he was on his way out because I don't think you agree to something like you may make him think it is. But back to something you just said. You said it would leave if it would lead to a lot of negative speculation. Well, wasn't the result a negative? Malcolm Butler never played in the game.
Right, and they lost. And like to
and
me,
they lost, and the whole team is trying to figure out, okay, we don't even know what's going on. So that tells you that it isn't a football matter. It's a personal matter. And all I'm saying is, I'm not even going to say what I believe it is, but just ask yourself, what could someone personally do to you that would make you respond by taking away a person's job in the most important day of their job?
The other piece of this that I found really stunning, and I think this is an indictment of the bad decision by Belichick, he didn't tell Butler or anyone that he wasn't playing until the game was about to start. So like you're going to sit
best served cold,
but you're going to that hurts the entire team. You're going to sit down a guy that started for you, played 98% of the snaps, all that stuff, and you're not going to tell the other guys until right before him. Like if he knew,
but because of a personal matter.
But if he knew a few days before or a week before, hey, Malcolm's not going to play, they could have practiced around that. They could have game planned around that, and they would have been better on. I'm not guaranteeing they would have won, but they would have been better defensively on that day if he had done that.
It could have happened the night before. I don't think Belichick would say
and that is possible. But even then, you could, if it happened the night before, you could tell them the morning of, like, hey, tonight Malcolm's not going to play. Like, to tell them right before kickoff, I think that was a big time mistake.
What if it wasn't solved by the morning of? What if you can't really get to addressing it until you get to the building that day?
And then it comes down to then in that case, do you just play him? Because the thing about something like that is like when you sit a guy like that down, it doesn't just hurt that guy, especially in the way he was sat down. It hurts everyone on the roster. Like, we're talking about a team. Brady throws for 505 yards in that Super Bowl. Hogan and Amendola both have over 120 yards receiving, I think it was, and they lose. Right? We're talking about other guys on defense playing their butts off, but they're just not good enough. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you're going to make a decision of that seismic equality, you got to do it earlier than the national anthem. Like that's to me.
So and I'm just asking you if someone personally affronts you in some way, we don't know what way, but somehow there is a personal affront that caused him to say Malcolm's not in the game at all. Do you know specifically that you will be able to separate or compartmentalize that quickly? We don't know that. That's
right.
why I appreciate Kraft saying that it was something personal, and that while it was something personal, it shouldn't have bled into the professional. Those mistakes do happen, but you don't know how you're going to respond when they happen.